It's Wednesday, the 20th of May, 2020. I'm GCU Bill, and this vlog entry is about completing the first week of the first class of the doctoral program at Grand Canyon University. So it's done. It's a great week. It's time to be reflective and look for opportunities for improvement. Overall, I feel good. All the required turn-ins and interactions for the week were all done by yesterday and graded. Got 18 out of 18. Woo! And I think the overall points you can get for the course is 1,000. So I'm a long way away from that. But of what's available, I got 18 out of 18. Yay! I'm sure the professor has been quite lenient with everybody in terms of what they do. Although I will note that I saw some people responding and doing things, and the professor didn't give him credit for it. So certainly he's paying attention and watching, and it isn't a gimme at all. But I'm sure it's a little bit lax. As I went through this week, I had decided to take a strategy of just letting my time unfold as allowed by my responsibilities to the family, my outside obligations like to the dojo where I help instruct martial arts, obligations I have outside when I go and formally teach, my STEM classes, stuff like that. I just let those things happen, and I worked around based on my interest, motivation, when I got up. I will say I was quite excited this whole week, so it was easy to wake up and get to work. And gosh, I didn't even view it as work. It was just, I was like digging into my thing finally. Yay, getting into my program. As I did this, I went ahead and I kept a diary so I can always reflect back. And here's my diary for the entire week. And I see a lot of days, for example, I started off at 4:30 in the morning. I woke up excited, ready to go. I spent a total, looking at the numbers here, of 32 hours on coursework. And that's a lot, right? Because they say, hey, budget 20 hours a week. But when I broke it down on what I spent my time on, I'll pull up my numbers here to see, but from, task tracking, 17 were actually spent on the module 1. That's the first week's work. So that's certainly within the 20 hours they say to budget. The rest, other 15 hours of the 32 I spent, I had used to work on assignments that are coming in later modules. The professor had made it clear that there was some heavyweight activities coming up, specifically module 8, where you have to do a certain number of, or 5 specifically, annotated entries in a bibliography, and that it's wise to start early because they take so long to do. So I went ahead and just started doing it. Plus, it's in the domain I love for me, because the annotated bibliography is in the area of your interest. So, studying robots and human interaction, that's cool stuff. So that was easy to spend time on it. And so it consumed a lot of time getting it ready. But of the 17 hours that I spent on the module 1 or week 1's work, I would say that most of it was spent in reading. I did spend a lot of time thinking about how to even respond. So every week you have discussion questions you have to do, 2 of them, and you have to make 3 responses to other people's things. I misread or maybe had too formal of a tone, and I spent too much time working even on my first discussion question. I wrote a very academic response. Now, it was tailored to me. It was a discussion thing, but I probably sounded like I was a textbook talking, and I overdid it. For the tone that I picked up from everyone else, not that I was far off, because you're not supposed to be too casual, but I think I overdid. It is a discussion forum, so I'm still learning my voice inside the discussion forums. By the second discussion response for the week, I had toned it down a little bit and found it easier just to, I won't say crank out an answer, but more easily flow out an appropriate response, or not a response, an appropriate answer or my discussion reply to discussion question number 2. I did personally find it challenging to respond to other people, and that has more to do with my makeup, as I don't like getting in to like personal details or reading other people's things and commenting on them. I don't enjoy that. I'm very hesitant of doing that. But I found my way, and I found somebody who'd made a post that I found as an interesting area that they want to research, and I offered them my views on it. It's from my background. I found somebody else who, in the discussion question of how will you handle your own challenges as it relates to building out your doctoral identity, they had the same challenge space I did, but for them it manifested differently. So I was like, well, hey, I can just share where my challenge is in that, but how it comes out different. So, I found things. The responses have to be 150 to 200 words. I was wondering if that would be a problem for me. No, not at all. Actually, well, it is a problem. I write 400 to 500 words because the way I think and organize information, I'm able to argue and justify every point. And I'm not too wordy for these academic kinds of things. And it's nice having that challenge of bringing down the information to a more, concise version. That's probably the right way to put it. Let me look at my notes. What else do we have here? Oh, it was an interesting thing that I picked up on day 2 of the week. So that would be Friday, since the week starts on Thursday. I noticed that people were responding to the one of the posts from the professor, and I was like, God, look at everybody's responding. And then I go and I pull up their responses, and it just looked like a glitch. Like I just kept seeing the same text over and over, and I'm like, man, I wonder what's going on here. Must have a problem with the system. And then, of course, it gnawed on me, and I was like, well, why isn't the system glitching for me? I'm seeing almost everybody else in the class, so their name's showing up. So I went back and reread carefully the professor's post, and hidden, it really wasn't hidden, but in his text of the post, he made the comment that if you want free bonus extra points and participation, do the following activity. And the following activity basically was like a hunt and seek through the information he provided and post the results of what you found in a reply to this message. So I was like, well, man, I would have totally missed that. And I'm always up for free points, especially in the beginning, because I have no clue what I'm going to score. So I went and I did the work. And I'll tell you, it was a pain. It really wasn't any fun, but mostly because I was so unfamiliar with the system and where things are located. But the activity itself proved incredibly valuable. I got far more comfortable navigating the learning management system. I watched the videos on how to use it, but actually using it and drilling down and knowing where your assignments are and understanding where the discussion forum comes in and all that, for me, first day or two was just like, oh my gosh. But through that extra credit activity and continually working, it started to make a whole lot more sense. And now, I like totally dive in and do things. So the extra credit assignment that I found was worth executing, and I'm grateful that the professor made that available. Let's see what else. Oh, lots of tool building. So, this is a 4 or more year journey for me, and I'm in the very, very first steps. And, in my life, I've learned that building the right set of tools as you go can make all the difference. And I'm taking my time. Maybe that's part of why I spent so much time, 17 hours on the first module. Other people may spend a whole lot less. I can see how that's possible. But I spent a lot of time building my tools as I go. Things like generating this diary and learning how I want to annotate things as I read them. And I'll probably post a different vlog on that. But coming up with tools about how I'm going to store my references as I go, which elements I'm going to highlight, the naming of my files, the file organization, the file structure organization, all of that becomes tools to be used. I will share that I've decided to punt on buying an APA software tool, and that's certainly available. And in a different vlog post, I'll drill into why and what I'm doing. But I've begun rolling my own APA reference citations, and that's been very good. I'm getting much better at it, so that's good. I am working, as I shared, on Module 2 and Module 8. Module 2 is about reading 3 articles and creating an annotated bibliography, and looking at it from the perspective of its quality. And there is an offering of a definition of quality and stuff. So I'm kind of working ahead. So that's good. Let's see. Really not a whole lot else to share for this completion of the first week. Well, maybe because you may be in your first week or about to do it. The first 2 days, I was lost looking around the system. I had horrible headaches, taking a Tylenol pill, because I was so focused and, eyebrows furrowed, digging through everything, hunched over, really tense. By the 3rd day, I finally was able to sit back and more relax and enjoy. I didn't feel like I was racing around to find things for everything. I was so concerned I wouldn't meet the timelines. Get the first discussion question posted within 3 days, and the next one 2 days after that, and make sure you have your replies in. I was worried, but I didn't need to be. But I didn't know that. So when you take your journey, you don't sit back, but you also don't have to be so clenched up and tight like I was. So there we go. First week down in history, as it were. I've got the full 18 out of 18. Starting my new week tomorrow. Today I'm going to relax a little bit and wallow in the greatness of a good week and enjoy time with my daughters and my wife. So, lopes out!